Oh, But up till long as some were living in dark, you say you go bring illumination back. And when for some it was blood and tears, you presented yourself as the heart who cares. So with faith, they wait till it was July 8th. And with the ex, they give the heart the blessing. But now, some people vow that it seems as though the heart stopped beating. Some people believe that all you didn't have a heart from the start. But these people are in the dark. They do not understand that in fact. The man on the hill in St. Patrick's know that. He said, man, you refuse to give the contract. But when all your campaign was in action, he yellow up the whole junction. And that the green he couldn't get a hold on. The yellowness was too vibrant and too strong. But at him as they drag him in the dust. Now all you commit is even worse. Oh, what about the old queen in the back of St. Andrews? She used to boast how they win, now she feels she lose. She house used to fool her yellow ancestries. People used to say she have yellow disease. Now you take she pension and water, cause she have some son in Canada. Now when the mountain fall, she go in by the post office as usual. Cause she don't want green people know she ain't getting that money no more. Oh, you really have that? Oh, oh, now she is disappointed in you. Balling motor, while some others mad. The people they vote for shirting them bad. They just feel to cost them when they see them pass. Or just take a big stone and knock down their ass. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain the dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Wave it like you ain't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you're doing is one time. One time. I want all you to take a chance. Show them the one time dance. One time. One time. Put your thumb up and then balance. Show them the one time dance.
And a special good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And of course, we are live online. Yes, on YouTube and on Facebook. I want all of you that are already on to remember to like and share. Yeah, like and share. If you are not yet subscribed to our YouTube page, remember you can subscribe to the page. Just click subscribe. Next to that, you're going to see a little thing looking like a bell. You click that as well, and you could put all. And every time we go live, it will send a notification to you that we are live. It will show it up in your YouTube. Nice? Right. So, and our phone number, 440-7377. We've not yet opened the phone lines. I'm just letting you know what the phone numbers are. So, 440-7377 and 347-329. Am I saying the number correct? Yeah. 347-329-3101. I don't know why I second guess myself on the international number. But of course, you can call us. Not yet, but we're going to get into that in a short while. Nice? Yeah.
Group of four, that is the time that you have to dance some more. They be having power hungry, like they want leadership quickly. The way they get in on a show, they can't wait for Tilly to go. They're so embarrassing, and they're petty quarreling, fretting you to the max. The dance gonna help you relax. All in from the media, they're cussing one another. This stupidness reminding we of October 1983. One time. If they wouldn't pull up their pants, show them the one time dance. One time.
How that that dance was go is something like that. Yeah, you had to put your finger and you had to, yeah, something like that. I think.
Only IMF they studying. They made the country in deep shit. So they're trying to fix it, but they make that mistake before. 92, 93 and 4. NMP always studying and giving them the rubbish to clean. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't understand, one thumb for Tillman. Put it up your thumb. Put it up your thumb. If you want to push it up, one thumb for Nazimbok. Put it up.
Yes, indeed. And folks, yeah. I know a lot of people are asking me, well, Shalom, what are you saying about, I still can't say anything about Labor Day. I am still waiting to hear what has taken place. And today is the 3rd of May. Today is the 3rd of May, and I still haven't heard the speeches from Labor Day. I still haven't heard the speech from Mr. Andrew Lewis. I think I've seen Mr. Brian Grimes, I think, has posted his. But I didn't get a chance to listen to it in totality yet. I did not see the speech by Mr. Andrew Lewis. I didn't see the Labour Minister's speech. How can you make a full assessment of a function when all you get are just this little bit here and a little bit there and so on? No, I'm still trying to. I mean, if you want me go on it by what I've seen already, as I say, that wasn't Mayday, that was melee. If you want me go on it by what I've heard, it seems as though the main topic of discussion was myself and not issues that are affecting the workers of Grenada. And there are many issues that are affecting the workers of Grenada, have been affecting them before, are affecting them now, and new challenges that the workers of Grenada are going to face, yeah? In fact, here's what. We have the president of the Teachers Union focusing on people like myself, yeah? And you know, one of the things that he doesn't realize is that within the last couple of years, it's becoming more and more apparent, and I think the advent of the COVID-19 crisis has made it much more apparent that there are certain categories of workers who within 5 to 10 years from now will no longer have a job. Let me say that again. For some of what we've seen happening between COVID-19 and now, it is clear, not apparent, not likely, it is clear that there are certain categories of workers who, due to the advent of technology in specific AI or artificial intelligence, yeah, specifically because of that, there are certain categories of workers within 5 to 10 years will no longer have a job. You don't hear the trade unions talking about that. You don't hear them talking about the likelihood that within the banks in Grenada, within a couple years, you will not be going to a teller. I'm telling you that you won't be going into a bank and going to any teller. Banks will begin to downsize their staff because there will be no need. If individuals are using their mobile devices, they're using their mobile devices and so on, and they're able to use those and do all their banking. If you're able now to be able, Dcash is already around, and most of you may not even know what Dcash is, but Dcash is actually digital currency, official digital currency from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. In other words, instead of carrying paper money in your pocket, yeah, or in your bag, you can carry digital money on your mobile device. And when you go to a business place, all you do is that you use your thumbprint, you sign in to Dcash on your mobile device, and you can actually pay digitally at certain business places and so on. There are not much business places doing it yet in Grenada, but it's going to increase. You know what that means? You won't need the cashier. So cashiers, those categories, will be replaced by artificial intelligence and people using digital currency. And so the way technology is developing, it is a threat to the livelihoods of many categories of workers here in Grenada. And if you think what I'm saying is nonsense, just remember there was a time when you had to make a phone call. You had to call to cable and wireless on the carronage for the operator to connect you. We using those still? Remember, there was a time when you had to make an international call. You had to call and give them the number, and they would call over into the UK or the US or wherever and connect you. Do we still have those categories of workers? They're long gone. Their job has become redundant. You don't need them. What about the guys that used to go around and take care of the payphones? Who used to go and sanitize them, repair them, and remove the money from in them? You still have those guys working? Technology has developed. We move into mobile technology from people having to buy the card and go buy a phone booth and make a call and that sort of thing, or use a coin and make a phone call. So in the same way, in that field, you've seen categories of workers who no longer have a job, who can no longer be employed. We as a people have to be looking at the fact that with the development of artificial intelligence and other technologies, there are categories of workers in Grenada who may not be needed, including teachers. Let me say that again, because maybe Judas Jude, so busy taking care of his political party, the NDC, and telling people things about the heart and vote for the heart and all this kind of nonsense. He's so busy playing politics that he ain't busy minding his business, and the teachers who are the ones that elected him to mind their business. Because if artificial intelligence continues in the way that it's going, it is going to be the major tool that's being used for educating people. And if that is a tool that's going to be used for educating people, are teachers even aware right now of a thing called, for instance, let me just use one example, ChatGPT. A student no longer has to write the report, If they know what to do, they could use ChatGPT, do a report and bring it in. And the teacher will not know the difference between if the student write it or if that was written by ChatGPT. No matter the size, the length of the article that has to be written, or the report that has to be written, no matter the length of the report or whatever it is, that can be done through that. Are teachers aware? Are teachers being trained how to identify when these reports and so on are being done through ChatGPT and other such like artificial intelligence programs? No. Go in Melee and study Sheldon Scott. Those study that highly likely teachers will no longer be required in many classrooms in the future. And as technology develops, it means that you're going to require less and less teachers, because one teacher could be in a classroom in one secondary school and teaching classes in 4 or 5 secondary schools. No, don't study me. Don't study that is a possibility. Because you have younger people that are entering the teaching profession right now that may become redundant in 5 or 10 years. You think Grenada is going to say we're going to continue just going with the old-fashioned way of teaching when the rest of the world has passed us and gone? We saw what happened during the COVID crisis, where a lot of the educating of our students had to take place using technology. So there's the good aspect to it and the bad aspect to it. Someone is telling me when they were checking in, and I remember going through the airport in the UK a few years ago, and I was looking for where the check-in counter is to go, and you would go, you'd meet the person, you present your passport. They ain't that. You take your passport and you scan your passport, and then you put in your information, how much bags and so on. I think print out your ticket for you, put it around your bag, and you send your bag through digital check-in. You could be on the way to the airport and you could actually check in using your mobile device, or even before you leave the hotel or wherever you are, and you could check in so that by the time you get there, sometimes you could even change your seat if you want a window seat instead of one closer to the lavatory or whatever. You could do that online before you even get to the airport. You don't have to pick up the phone and call anybody again to book a flight. You do it, you pull your mobile phone and you could book a whole flight off of your mobile phone. Yeah? I was reading today, right next door in Trinidad, where there are now certain companies that have moved into what I've seen operating in the UK and the US, as I saw it operating there for many years now. Yeah? Where you go and you cash for yourself and you check out. So you just go, you punch up your stuff, send your stuff through, you punch it out your bag and you're going about your business. There is no bagger, there is no cashier at those locations. And I'm seeing right next door in Trinidad, they're moving into that. And you know that if a company here realizes that they can buy software and equipment and not have to deal with trade unions, not have to deal with staff that may say, well, I can't make it today, so you have to rush to find a replacement, and staff who would ask for increases over a period of time, if they can eventually move to the phase where they can use equipment and technology to replace those people, every single company that can do it will do it. So there are challenges facing the workers of our country. And if trade unionists decide that it's more important to go and speak about an individual, because the individual has exposed the fact that they are nothing but a political operative wearing a union t-shirt. Just plain and simple. Nothing wrong with that, you know. But don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a Judas. Don't hide and say and hide and play like you're impartial. Be like me. I'm a supporter of the New National Party. I have no problem putting on a t-shirt, putting on a cap. I'll put a flag around my neck and walk around tongue as well. I have no problem doing that. I'm a supporter of the New National Party, and me ain't ashamed, afraid to tell anybody that. I ain't playing like an impartial and an unbiased. I have a bias. I have a constitutional right to have a bias. So when people feel like tell you that you have a bias and that is something bad, they have a bias too. They fast. My bias is my bias. Every human being on the face of the earth have a bias. Everyone. There is no such thing as an unbiased human being. Other than that, you can't make decisions because you make decisions based on your bias and information. Yeah? So to tell a person a bias is a dunce, illiterate statement. Now some people feel like it's an embarrassment or they think, no. So I openly state my bias. I ain't doing like some people and put on a GUT t-shirt and I'm playing like how, I'm impartial and I'm all for the workers and all I'm studying is to make sure that my party stay in power. No. I ain't playing them games there. So who is sellout is sellout. And Jude is a sellout. Yeah? Judas Jude is a sellout. Look at the issues in 2023 that are facing workers. You have teachers, a part of our society. They are facing the inflation that is taking place in Grenada right now. And as the Ukrainian war continues, the price of certain foodstuff is going to continue to go up every single month. Don't sneeze inside the supermarket and then look at the price again because the price change. You stand up inside, true, and by the time you look back, the price change. Inflation is continuing not only in Grenada, throughout the world. You're not hearing them speaking about how they're going to address that. Teachers have to go in the supermarket and buy groceries too, you know. Teachers have to go in the supermarket and buy groceries too. And they have to pay the increased water rate. And now we're hearing both Flo and Digicel and them speaking about increased rates. And you're hearing some of the banking institutions talking about increased rates too. All you ain't seeing that, to talk about that and how that affects the teachers, the workers. How does that affect the nurses? How does that affect the police officers? They have to shop, they have to go in the supermarket too. You're telling me all these issues to discuss at a Mayday. Well, somehow it seems as though as I mash somebody corn. But if you think I mash your corn before, I go be getting you a drop kick in your kneecap. Because it have a lot I go be saying over the next few years and months. Yeah, months and years. You go be around for a little while. God go bless you. You go be there proper. So if you think I mash your corn before, I give you one drop kick on your kneecap. And I'm speaking figuratively here. I ain't speaking literally. I ain't going and watch the man and kick him. I'm speaking figuratively here. Yeah? Okay, no, they're looking for any excuse these days. Next thing they'll say, he threatened to drop kick the man. So I'm making it clear. There are many issues that are affecting workers. Look at the banking sector. Nearly everybody now is getting a debit card or a credit card. Nearly everybody in it. You go, you open your account, even the credit unions. You're getting a debit card and a credit card and so. Some of the credit unions, you're not even going with, long time you used to have your credit union book where they used to sit down and write out everything for you. Credit unions moving out of that too. So you think credit unions and banks and so are not going to be reducing staff? Remember, they are financial companies. They are going to be reducing staff. The unions speak about that. They speak about the fact that due to the technology and the development of technology, and even the speed that technology is developing, have they spoken about that and said, well, look, this is taking place, and therefore it's presenting a challenge to our workers, and then give options to the ruling administration of how to deal with that. Because I could say it here, me not afraid to say it. Yeah? The way that you address that problem is you do retraining. First of all, within the school system as it is right now, they spoke a lot about it, but the whole thing has failed so far as I know. In relation to coding and technology and so that the NDC administration was talking about, they're going to be coming with these things and so on. They just talk that. There's no strategic plan. In my mind, and I'm saying it because I go here to come and try to repeat what I say, people telling me stop giving them too much ideas, but this is our country and we have to live here. And if the idea can work and it can benefit all of us, I see no reason to say it. I don't have to wait until an election campaign to come and say it on the platform. I'm saying it now. So everybody know the idea come out from here. When they say it, you know they say it after us. Grenada should be made into the technological hub of the Caribbean. We have some of the best, even though people just complain, we actually have some of the best internet service and so on telecommunication service here in Grenada. We just complain. But we actually have, for what I have seen in other islands, we have it top class right here. We have an intelligent cadre of young people passing through the primary and secondary school system. Yeah? And therefore, the direction we have to be moving, especially seeing what happened between 2019 and now with the advent of COVID, is that we ought to be introducing coding, etc. down at the primary school level. Yeah. Down at the primary school level, we ought to be having computer labs and developing from the primary school level coding and other areas like artificial intelligence, robotics, and so on. So that the young people who are coming out there, when somebody in Barbados need a program, right, they have to check Grenada. Grenada becomes the Silicon Valley of the Caribbean. So that when somebody in Trinidad needs a program written, or they need a device developed and so on, and they need the app for it, they would check Grenada. That when somebody somewhere in the States, or in Africa, or in the UK, or some part of Europe wants an app or something developed, they would check with Grenada. But no, go in Union Day and talk about me. You see, they can't have these intellectual discussions because they really and truly, they dunce. So they can't have these discussions. That is where Grenada needs to be heading. In our secondary school system, we need to start the coding at the primary school level. If we want to be serious, we have to start coding and all of these things at the primary school level. And we need to develop it on a national level. The Ministry of Implementation and Mobilization and Transformation and all that thing, instead of doing that, what they could have done was strengthen the ministry that deals with information technology. Because that is the direction that Grenada has to go. And as soon as you talk that, they say, oh, you want to take children out of the land and go and send to go and do computer. Everything is computer. You don't want them children go in the land. Why can't they do both? And why can't one complement the other? No, they don't want to have that discussion. Yeah? The same people who teach the children, they don't want to have that discussion. I don't want them like me. I don't have to have anybody like me. Who have to like me, who don't like me, don't like me. That's the business. But at the end of the day, do what you're supposed to do. This is the direction that Grenada has to go. So when you hear them talking about the information technology revolution in Grenada and making Grenada the hub of the Caribbean in relation to information communication technology, just remember I was telling all of that first. Because that is the direction we have to go. So that when it comes to the same apps that the supermarkets would be using to replace the cashiers and the baggers and that sort of thing, when it comes to the apps for that those apps can be locally created, locally generated. The technology, the AI technology could be developed locally. The robotics that may be needed for certain aspects of this could be developed locally. Yeah? All of this could be developed locally, and it means that many, in fact, not many, but all of our teachers would have to be retrained. Because you have to move into technology in a serious way in the classroom, no matter what the subject area is that you're going. Yeah? But right now, according to a friend of mine, it seemed like some of the students could actually teach some of the teachers about technology. I'm pretty sure that if a student brings in a report that was written by ChatGPT, and ChatGPT would write that report in roughly about 5 seconds. A 250, 500 word essay. 5 seconds. It would write it. Yeah? I'm pretty sure if a student brings in one of that, a teacher would find it difficult to be able to say that it's ChatGPT that wrote that and not the student. And how would they be able to prove that that was written by artificial intelligence and not by the student themselves? Yeah? But I just thought I would put these general thoughts out. As I said, from what I've heard from Melee, we're not calling it Mayday. It's Melee. From what I heard from Melee, it seems as though these things that I'm speaking about are not on the minds of the people whose minds it ought to be on. So instead of speaking about ways to protect workers, instead of speaking of ways to, for instance, you have to be looking at retraining. I remember under the David Cameron government in Britain years ago, they identified what I'm speaking about as an issue, and what they were planning to do was a program where they would do retraining of a lot of categories of workers so that the technology that would be taking over the jobs, not only in England but other places, those workers wouldn't be losing the jobs because they would be creating the technology. They would be working in the factories building out the technology. And they would be the ones who are traveling different places to repair the technology as well and to upgrade the technology as well, which is the direction we ought to be moving here. But instead of that, instead of speaking about that, you're focusing on who? Anyway, as they say, let me just remind them again, yeah. Let me just remind them on what is the problem, yeah.
Is so bloody poor. Wouldn't tell people nothing, wouldn't blow their trumpet, and that is enough to get a man upset.
It is now 8:30. Let me say a special good night to all of you on the live. Let me see, I'm seeing Gloria, Anastasia, Oswald, Michelle, Magdalene, Sherma, Janice, Faithlyn. I seen a spy there too. Antonito, Janice, hey, Carl Jones, good night to you. Oswald, Christine, you always there, girl. Bernadette, let me see, Miriam, yeah, I'm seeing Miriam. Andrea, let me see, Amanda, Ron, and let me see, I'm seeing Angie, Asi, Samuel, I'm seeing Maud, I'm seeing Phyllis, Nursey, I'm seeing Yonika, Saralyn, let me see, Faithlyn, I'm seeing you, I'm seeing Kevin, I'm seeing Hermina, seeing Good Life, good night to you. Let me see the other Anne, Stephanie John, you at Home Circle, good night, and Barbara, good night. Lana Lolo, yeah, all it was early tonight. Beavis, good night. Clive, let me see, April, Kim, Kathleen, Wilma, Sky, good night. Out there in Canada. Let me see. Matthew Boyne in early, brother. Wilfred Bitole to it tonight. Trajan, you try to be fast tonight. Gertrude Abraham, good night to you. And Leroy. And over on the Facebook, let me see. Wait now. Come on, I can't see any of the people on the Facebook. Yeah, what happened? What are you hiding there? Yeah. Hey, Joyce, good night to you. And Nigel, Yeah, down in the south. Good night to you, brother. No, not down in the south as in Trinidad. Down in the south as in down in Granada. Yeah, I know you and the wife listening tonight. Special good night to you, boss. Yeah, Darlin, Norma, and Ibrahim. Yeah, and wait, at two Ibrahim does listen. So when I say Ibrahim, I'm speaking to both of you. So Ibrahim and Ibrahim. Nice. Good night to both of you. Shawnell, Cindy, Jeanette, Joan, Denise, Dwight, Antonito, you over there too. Wendy Ann, yeah, Elon. Let me see what else is there. Wolfgang. I'm seeing Hannah, Cindy. Let me see Shawnell, Merrill, Marishan. Good night to you. Gil, Donna, Ingrid, Raphael, Landon. Good night. Let me see Sherms. I know you're there. Nice. Shemi, I know you're around somewhere, even though I don't see your name yet. Barbara, Sharon, Kate, I know you're there as well. I know you have exams and things, but I know somewhere in between. If you ain't listening now, you'll be listening later. Jillian. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Kathy Pope. Yeah, I think next time I'm running for president of the Teachers Union, because I'm real teaching these days. So I think I will run. Me or Prince, one of we that say we teaching, yeah. One of we got to run for Prince, we're fine. One of we had to run for president of the Teachers Union next, and we winning, nobody don't beating us. Landon, good night. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, good night to all of you over there. Remember to like and share. I want to see the likes go up to at least 100. The shares should be way over that as well. So like and share, all right? Nice, like and share. Yeah. So I'm saying there are many challenges that workers in 2023 are facing. They are facing what? Technology, the loss of jobs due to technology, the importance of understanding that and doing retraining. Certain categories of workers right now, to really be honest, it doesn't even make sense. Certain categories of workers being taken into the same system in the same format in 2023, because by the time you get to 2030, those workers will become redundant. Yeah? So therefore you have to understand what is taking place and put things in place to address that. Yeah, but we know they have to protect their political party. We know they could put all the subliminal messages they want and all kind of thing. What they say? Yeah, they say it takes a wise man. A friend of mine was saying me that it takes a wise man it takes a what? A fool to think money and a wise man to spend it or some kind of thing. Yeah, some kind of thing like that they were saying, and they forget that there's another proverb that say a fool and his money are soon parted. You understand? Yeah. So if you meet 500 million in the treasury and all of a sudden you have to be busting tax on hairdressers and barbers and you're trying to pressure them and you're trying to run people off of the street where they ain't paying anything for where they is, to put them in a place where you could monitor them and make them pay and all kind of, we come into that. Yeah? If you're looking to get all them local money there, you're trying to widen your tax base and them kind of thing by bringing everybody into it, all the poor people. Yeah, meanwhile, you give your friends a $5 million. Yeah, within a few months, you give your friends and them a $5 million. All of them who help fund your campaign and help you with your campaign and so on. You give them a $5 million. But when it comes to the poor man right now, he had to move. You have until Saturday. Yeah. Then no vending. Because it have a lot taking place with that, Number one, I heard today that the people who are over at the stadium, who are vending at the stadium, and yes, let's just make certain things clear. I want to make sure I say certain things so that people don't get the impression that we just against things. And you know, there are some people that you would even say this, and that's all that they take from it, that you're just against things. No. No one is saying that any of them have to stay over the stadium. All have to move. All have to move. They have to come out from the stadium and they have to go in the market. We could agree on that. All of us agree on that. Their move to the stadium was temporary, and some of us like to make temporary permanent. But they're supposed to move. So they have to move from the stadium and go to the market. But we have to understand what has happened here. Remember, they were moved out of the market and sent over to the stadium, and some of them are the ones who were vending along Melville Street, around where KFC is, and so they after the fish market, and they were sent over there, and they were told that when the market is complete, they're going to get the space over in the market. Now, not all of them are in the stadium, Some of them were operating out from around home. Some of them were doing other things until they got back their space in the market, right? So now I've been told that those that are over by the stadium have been told that they have to go and draw for their lots. So you go, you dip, and you get a spot in the market, wherever that spot is. That's your spot. You dip and you get a spot and that kind of thing. Well, that is so for the ones who are over at the stadium. On the streets, nobody talking about that. Nobody say anybody tell them they have to come and dip for any spot. And for those who are waiting right now to get their spot over in the market, some of them have not been informed. They haven't been told anything. Because as I tell you, it's not 40 or 60 people that are over at the stadium, but it's 40 or 60 people, I know about that are waiting for spaces in the market. And we're not speaking about those on the streets right now. We're speaking about those that were moved and so were sent over there. And so some of them find themselves back on the street. Some of them find themselves different locations and so. But they are fully expecting to get this space back in the market. Now they are told they have to draw lots for it, right? On top of that, you have the situation with those who are on the streets right now, told they can't vend, but are not being told that you're getting a space in the market or we're going to give you a space in the market or anything like that. They don't know what they're doing after Friday. They don't know. Then I was listening to radio programs and I'm hearing that some of the people who sell out of their vehicles, so they don't have a physical space as in that's the space, but they would have their truck or their van and they sell their produce off of the truck and the van. And they are saying that they haven't been told what is the arrangement for them. Where are they going to sell? Are they going to be allowed to sell out of the trucks or the van around the market or something like that? And we know what that will cause when it comes to traffic. So what is it? What is the plan for them? You see, again, it just says that there's a lot of rushing taking place and not a lot of thinking taking place. A lot of rush, do that. You meet stuff that the New National Party was doing. You think you know more than everybody, so you don't come to the NNPites and say, well, okay, how were you all doing that? You don't even pick up the phone and call the former minister. Say, well, Minister Cox, as the former Minister of Infrastructure and so, give us a little background in relation to this. If they had done that, they might have been able to save the money that they lost to the UK. But instead of doing that, they feel they know. They believe that they are the repository of all knowledge. That is how you could have a Minister of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation or whatever going up in the northwest of St. George, juking a hole with a piece of stick. Like if he's some kind of engineer, that means something. That is why you could have the Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast gone on that bridge looking to see if bridge structurally strong. If the bridge good. What he know about bridge? He even know about the card game named bridge, much less the bridge that we just drive on. But he gone peeping on that bridge to see, I wonder if that bridge good, boy, and snapping picture and all kind of thing. As I say, a whole Facebook government. This is the same people. When Honorable Kate Skeeter-Lewis post pictures when she go around the constituency and was actually doing things, when she went around and she posted pictures of that, or when she did things within the ministry and she posted that had a problem and talking about minister of Facebook, they write calypso with it and all. They feel we forget. Yeah? Those were the same people. Now look at them. They're doing even more than she was doing. And at least she was working. But them joking. Because there are things to show what she has been able to achieve within the constituency. And that is why she was returned resoundingly by the people of St. Andrew Northeast. But some of them, well, not some of them, but all of them, they know what they're facing, They're facing that's what they're facing. One term. Yeah? And they wouldn't like to hear this because it's the reality. It is the reality. Why is it that the poor people in Grenada always have to be the ones to bear the brunt under the NDC administration? I saw Honorable Emlyn Pierre. She called this program last night. She spoke extensively about the allied healthcare workers, the people, the categorized people there, and what they are facing and their concerns. and her concerns in relation to it. Yeah, she spoke about it. But when she put up something in relation to it now, you see them NDCI jump up. They don't even know what she's talking about, you know. Typical. And is that done screw? And that is what we must, anytime they say, and is that, we must add, that is a done statement. The and is that done screw. Yeah, the D in that stands for dunce. And is that done screw. They don't even know what she's talking about. They take the post, they're running all over with it. They think, oh, she only know that when she... No, we knew that when we were in government. Because the New National Party always made provisions for those less fortunate among us. And the NDC always saying, oh, they're creating a dependency. There's a difference between a hand out and a hand up. And what the New National Party always did as a government is provide a hand up to those who are poor and vulnerable. That is why the New National Party would have given $150 to those people under the seed program. But the New National Party give it and the NDC take it away. That is a fact. A fact. There is no disputing that it was given by the New National Party and the NDC took it away. The most poor and vulnerable among us. It is also a fact, undisputable, that while they take $150 from the most poor and vulnerable among us, they gave themselves $2,000 additional a month. So while they're taking $2,000 additional a month, they take $150 from the most poor. So now why their salary bordering on $10,000, the poor and vulnerable are down by $150. And remember, the poor and vulnerable facing the inflation. So they're facing the rising price of foodstuff. The prices of foodstuff going up. They're facing that. They're facing the rising prices of goods and services otherwise. They're facing all of that. Meanwhile, they give themselves that raise. And now, and I'm telling you all now tonight on the 3rd of May 2023, the intention of the NDC administration is to raise their salaries further. Let me say it again. Their intention is to increase their salaries further already. Each of them getting about $10,000 a month when you add everything up. About $10,000 they're getting a month. And they are already seeking to increase their... You all ain't hearing the messages the Prime Minister dropping subliminally. I won't put all of them together and let you all hear. Whether in Parliament or otherwise. In other words, they mean they can't work for that kind of money that the NNP ministers was working for. So right now they're working. All you feel NNP ministers was working for that? No, that is not the kind of money. NNP ministers was working for way less than that. And by the time you take personal income tax, this, that, NIS, you take out whatever you pay in the bank for your vehicle or whatever, you end up with next to nothing. But what they are doing is increase their salary further because they say they can't work for that little piece, 10,000, They can't work for that little piece of money. So they're seeking to increase their money and they're looking at different avenues of doing it. So one of the avenues they're looking to do that by is through the constituency by saying that they want a specific amount of money as an MP. Not just as a government minister, so they want a specific amount of money as an MP now. So the member of parliament for St. Andrew Southwest, or the member of parliament for St. Patrick East, or the member of parliament for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, or for St. David. They're saying they now want a significant salary for that. Yeah? So they're finding ways and they're thinking about how to give themselves more money. Meanwhile, these same wicked people take $150 away from the most poor and vulnerable among us. That could never be right in God's sight. Jesus didn't die for that. That is not that. You see them kind of sin there? That is not what Jesus died for. Believe me, he didn't go on the cross for that. Nah. No way. But that is what the intention is. Listen. This week alone, they like to talk about money. This week alone, I saw a release earlier today where I know that the Governor General, I would expect that on the coronation of the King Charles, that the Governor General attends, because the Governor General is King Charles's representative here in Grenada. So I'd expect that she would go and probably carry her aide-de-camp or whatever, lady-in-waiting or aide-de-camp, whatever they call it. She would carry one other person with her because it's the Governor General and probably a security officer with her. So you expect that when you're having, as a Commonwealth nation where we decided, there was a referendum on it, and we decided that we were going to do things like, we had a referendum to deal with different things, right? And we decided that when it comes to things like the Privy Council, and so we stay in with that. You understand? So we want to remain attached to the Queen. People were afraid during the issue, and during the, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah. During the constitutional referendum, there were many people that thought that we should not distance ourselves from the UK. Yeah, while there are many people that thought that that is something that we should look at. But so we expect that the Governor General, as Grenada is a Commonwealth country, would be going to that. But the head of government is going too. So the Prime Minister, who just come back from Dubai, is now going, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because the kind of cost I'm hearing in relation to that trip is close to $60,000. And don't think that the names that you're seeing on the release are the only people leaving from Grenada going. Several names of other people that are going on that trip to the UK for the coronation of the new king are not on that list. Yeah? And no, I'm not speaking about the High Commissioner in the shirt name is there, but she's already in the UK. Yeah, so she could form part of the delegation. She's already in the UK. But there are several people who they're taking from here in Grenada. So don't feel it's just the Governor General and the Prime Minister that going. No, they have other people that are going to be going with them. And you know what's strange about this? I would think if you are speaking unity, and I'm speaking from my perspective here, I would think if you're speaking unity and you're speaking development and you want to extend a hand to the other side, I would think that it would be important for you to invite the opposition to send a representative or invite the leader of the opposition. Because the only Privy Councillor in the state of Grenada, as far as I know, is Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And in case most of you don't know, the Privy Council, when they're changing from monarch to monarch, in other words, when the Queen died, and you had to select the monarch, who is going to be the monarch, yeah, the Privy Council has a say in who selects the new monarch, right? So the Privy Council is called together, and who could make it, they are called together within a short time after the death of a monarch in the UK, and the Privy Council, yeah, says we confirm that this is the person who is going to become the new monarch, and they're heralded as the new monarch. And Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell is a Privy Councillor. He is also leader of His Majesty's opposition. He is also the most accomplished politician throughout the entire Caribbean. Indeed, maybe even the Western Hemisphere. And if you look far, it might even be more than that. But no invite was given to the opposition. This is not a case that you have 15 seats, so you just decide you alone going, There's a leader of the opposition. A leader of His Majesty's opposition. And they did not find it important to invite the opposition to send a representative. By hearing about how much people going up on this thing and $60,000 being paid for the tickets and so to go up there, I don't know how much. And it's not the British government paying. If the British government was paying, well, take who you want. And I would still say, invite the opposition. I would still say, invite the opposition. But instead, they just want to go because, you see, they want to go. And they want to make sure that they appear like they know what's going on the world stage. Because if Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell go there, I mean, easily recognizable, he could talk with people, he could organize with people, even as opposition leader. He may be able to gain some benefits. You think somebody will come to him and say they want to give how much $1 million to Grenada, and Dr. Mitchell will say no? No. Dr. Mitchell is saying, no, give it to Grenada. Contact, you look the Prime Minister here, talk to him. Let me introduce you. That kind of thing. No. They ain't want him. But you just come out Dubai on a CBI thing, so you ain't want to talk to the media and them about that, so you're gone. You're gone. You're going to England now for the coronation. That is important. You understand? So you're going to England for the coronation. You could have watched that on TV, man. You didn't want to go. Because you've already stated that in your mind, Grenada needs to become a republic. Grenada needs to dump the monarchy. You've said that. You're on record saying that. That in your mind, Grenada needs to dump the monarchy, and we need to even dump the Governor General. You've said that. That you believe that your thoughts are radical on this issue, and as such, Grenada ought to become a republic, and we ought to remove the Governor General and have a president, similar to how the United States has a president, that person is the chief, everything is that person, that is the direction we need to move, instead of the direction like how Trinidad is a republic, but they have a president who is basically just a Governor General. They carry out the same rules of a Governor General, but in this instance, your idea is different. But yet still you're going to the coronation. It's like how you were saying that you don't have time with the IMF. Yet the IMF was here and you're asking them now how to deal with the Fiscal Responsibility Act. And we're going to come to that one in a little while too. Eh? We won't come to that one in a little while, man.
This crisis. Who put this country in this crisis? You could fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know, I know, they put their hand in the cookie jar. You know, I know, they be tampering with the cookie jar. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing.
Every minute you're looking for a minister, there's some way out. How much money they bring back?
Yes, you couldn't be then.
According to Dr. Mitchell, they met a pregnant treasury. And if he hadn't bought Grenlec, they would have met a treasury with twins. Maybe even triplets. According to my good friend Kathy, yeah, they wouldn't get the opportunity to travel again, so they go in and see the world, man. Yeah. By the time they come back with a photo up to say they went there, what are you tangibly coming back with for the Grenadian people? Your stated objective is already to become a republic. You have stated that. Yeah? But what are you really gaining by going out? And I'm saying it's around $60,000 is going to be spent on that. And I'm saying again that the names that you see on that release by the Government Information Service are not the only people flying out to go to the coronation of King Charles. Yeah? We're going to see, Go ahead. Yeah. You will see. You could duck the questions only so long, eh? They were able to spend over $500,000 in travel between when they came in June and December. $500,000 they were able to spend in that period of time. I could imagine what it's up to now. Because every time you turn around looking for the Prime Minister, you have an acting Prime Minister. I don't know, maybe maybe I've gone to Regal back in the days or so, I've gone to the Lux Cinema or something. I don't know. But every time you're looking right now, you have an acting Prime Minister, you have an acting Minister and so on. Because the substantive Minister is out. Or the Prime Minister is out. Yeah? Every time you look around, and what have they come back with for us? Except for photo opportunities, and some of them afraid to show the photos. They're afraid now. Because we've been talking about it, they're afraid now. Yeah? There was a release last week. Yes, Empire too, Empire Cinema, yes. There's a release last week that the member of parliament for St. John has gone out to some high-level meeting. I hope she come back with a lot of high-level money for Grenadians. I hope she has come back. I wonder the boyfriend go this time. Anyhow, I hope she come back with a high level of money for Grenadians. The people in St. John want to know when you take the plane and you go, that you come back with something that the fishermen could benefit from. That the farmers that up in Florida and Cloget and other areas up there in St. John, that these farmers can benefit from what you come back with. You're the Minister of Climate Change, and therefore, within that ministry, you can access literally billions of dollars are available there in grants and loans. Grants, in other words, if you write a project, you can get millions upon millions of dollars that you can access, not only through the United Nations, but other agencies and so. Even people like Bill Gates and so are funding climate change projects. They have foundations with billions of dollars inside it that they're funding projects. All they need are competent. Oh gosh, I think that's a mistake. That's a mistake. If we talk, if we're talking competent and we're talking the MP for St. John. Watch. Let's open the phone lines. It's 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. 4407377. We're opening the phone lines. 4407377 and 347-329-3101 for those of you outside of Grenada. What are they bringing back? Yeah? What are they bringing back for Grenada? Now, you want to raise your salary. We can't see anything that you have done that is worthy of a salary increase. We know within 6 weeks you gave yourself a salary increase, but we're not seeing anything that you are doing now that is worthy of a salary increase. We're not seeing that. Right? If it had been a case that every time minister come back, they come back and they say, well, we've got $10 million for this project, $5 million for that project, or we're working, making a connection now, and now we need to submit a proposal for monies under Program A or Program B and so, and meet with us, tell us, because Grenadians are the ones that are funding your trips, and we want to know when you come back that we get in value for money when you come back, isn't it? Yeah, and Toledo say all them kind of thing, yeah. As if it's one man could tell all of them things to all your face is me. Right? Yeah. If it's one man in the whole island could say it is me. That's why you will never like me. Right? So we want to see the value for money. So you've gone to high-level meeting. And always putting in this high-level meeting. Like, oh, that damn high-level meeting, my foot. High-level meeting. But you come back with only good stories and you eat shrimp over there. That's the only thing you come back with. Meanwhile, you start to pressure the poor people. So the vendors, nobody is saying that the vendors have to remain on the street. No one is saying the vendor. Listen, the New National Party several times tried to remove people from the streets, the vendors from the streets. Yeah, several times. Now the market is complete. And you want to move the vendors, I don't think anybody is against. I don't think anybody, even the vendors themselves, I don't think would be against you moving them off of the street into the market facility. But the process, the timing, just rushing and do things and not focusing. Papa God make all your bonks in front of a church because he was trying to show all you, hey, all you speeding too much and all you not paying attention. That was the message that Papa God was trying to give all you, and all you still don't listen. I wonder if the state car back and running now, boy. Maybe you might get one in Dubai. You might ask them for one, so you might get a state car from Dubai. Yeah. No, not a bus to bring school children, not ambulance for the hospital, but maybe a state car to go ask for. You never know, you might just see a state car arrive, or you see new black vans arrive and them kind of thing. You understand? But this is what we're speaking about. The rush. Everything is a rush. Data protection bill, rush. Where the money they say we won't get because they had to rush it. So where the money we get because they rush it? No, you hear them announce that. You hear them say Grenada has received under the New National Party. And you used to see press releases coming out nearly every week. Grenada has been awarded $7 million here. Grenada has been awarded $5 million there. 70 million here. Different things like that. Either a loan or you get access to a loan or you get a grant or something like that. How much of that you see between June and now? How much release you see coming out saying Grenada get money? Yeah? How much major donations have you seen from international people? Listen, right now as far as I'm concerned, yeah? Grenada, when we send out these people, we wasting we time, we wasting we effort. Yeah? We wasting we time, we have a new diplomatic corps going out there. Let's see what happens in the next few months. Let's see if they're able to bring anything serious in. Yeah? Let's see if they're able, and I missed that call. Let's see if they're able to bring anything serious in. Because it is right now total failure. Yeah? Nice.
This is not politics. Please don't forget. I'm just
Let me just check on some of the messages now.
not qualified as yet, but have no fear. I'm gonna get there. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectation. Neither are you in to live up to mine.
Yeah, man, ministers right now, yeah, they're going on that bridge and snap. Yeah. Wonder if Darlon was doing under the bridge. But anyway, they say they're going and they have no degree in civil engineering. They don't know nothing about structural engineering. No engineering degree at all. No, in no field, not even chemical engineering. To know, well, hey, the salt eaten out here, the sodium chloride, yeah, is damaging the iron within the steel. And that is causing the bridge to weaken in certain places. And so they don't understand. They don't even have a chemical engineering degree or nothing. So they don't know. But they go on that bridge looking. Yeah, they check in on the bridge. No, that's for the technical team from the ministry to do, not you. You have nothing else to do? Go on and peeping on that bridge. I understand what to do some of these guys.
For everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason.
Right now, they might have to check my friend on Market Hill because it seems as the bottom of the boots drop off. The boots that are on the ground, it seems as though the bottom of the boots drop off. So you can check Bowen. Yeah, right on Market Hill there. Yeah, everybody know Bowen there where he does fix shoes and you can check him, man. Yeah.
Because we campaign
Cause like the bottom of the boots drop out.
that's the way it is.
Right now is the 10 commandments on the ground, not the boots, yeah.
Strain, but you not refrain. You not refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you wanna say? Cause it sounded so good to believe. And deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the
Yeah, no, I'm also hearing that some of the people who are over at the stadium, they are new people. In other words, they just started vending when people went over to the stadium. So what is the situation with them? Would they be given preference over people that were moved and told that you're getting a space in the market? Will they be getting preference over those people, even though they just started vending at the stadium? Again, it's just the close deadline and you're shutting off things. Yeah? Have they had a team? Did they even have a meeting with the people on the street? Did they have a meeting with the vendors over at the stadium? Did they have a meeting with everybody? Or were people just told by word of mouth, or they send a message out on GIS or whatever and say, this is what we're doing? Did they meet with these people? Did they interact with these people? Did they sit and say, well, okay, this is what we're going to do? Did they hear from these people? Because if they did, then they would know that some of these people selling out a vehicle, so what they're going to do now? Some of these people have been selling out a vehicle for many years. How are you going to accommodate them now? Are you going to give them a bay area that they're going to bring the vehicle? Or are you going to say, well, okay, we're going to have a different area for you to vend? Or are you going to give them special booths that they're able to go and vend from? What are you going to do in relation to those people? And then the space of time, you don't even give the people time to tell their customers. And so, well, look, we're coming and we're moving you all over to the stadium. And so some people might go looking for them and don't even know. But they can't again because it's on Talking Points. So, everybody knows once it's on Talking Points. Yeah? But it's just the unfair manner in which people are being treated. The same goes for the people under the Allied Healthcare. Because some of these people didn't read, they didn't listen what Honorable Emlyn Pierce said here. She said it on by the men in the North, as it does call them, We the North, Real FM. Yeah? So she posted on social media that, look, something really needs to be done to help these people because barbers, hairdressers, beauticians, makeup artists. Yeah, it includes makeup artists as well. The few people who go around and do the makeup and thing for people, like for wedding and so on. Yeah, you too have to go through this process, you know. The ladies who, when the cruise ship come, does go on the beach and braid hair, they have to go through this process too, you know. Other than that, if they are found on the beach braiding people here and they don't have their license, you know where they're going. Yeah? They could find themselves fined and confined. Right? Even if you fine them $500, you don't have to fine them the full thing. You could fine anything up to that. But if you fine them $500, a person who braided here on the beach, where they finding that to go and pay? Well, you know it's jail to go in and make because they can't pay the fine. Yeah? But even those, they have to pay too. The nail technicians, the ladies like to have their nails looking nice and so on. So they go and they put on all the nice nails and so they have to be certified and licensed as well. And here is this. Again, it's the poor people that have to feel it. And we're not saying that you don't need to certify and license these people. Yes, they need to be certified. Yes, they need to be licensed. But we're saying do it in a manner, because you're speaking here literally of hundreds of people in our country. There are hundreds of beauticians, hundreds of barbers, and so it's not one or two, it's not 10, it's not 40 barbers in our country. It's a lot of barbers, it's a lot of beauticians, makeup artists, masseuse, and so who work within the tourism sector. Yeah, and some of them outside of it. Right? So all of these categories of people. The tattoo artists and so on, they're included in it too. And I believe, yes, they have to be included in it too. But I'm saying that we must look at a way of doing this more effectively. And that is the message that is coming out from the NNP on this issue. We have a call online. Good night. Hello, good night. Okay, the caller dropped. Caller, you got through, but you dropped the call. Yeah. Right. So we're saying simply that when it comes to these people, it is unfair to them to tell them that basically within now, I think more you're looking at more like 6 weeks to 7 weeks right now, they have to complete this process because the assessment of prior learning alone is going to take 3 to 6 months. So you're telling me that what they have to do, if they don't want to find themselves in legal trouble, is that they would have to close their business at the end of June and wait until they can get through and have their place properly sorted out. I mean, again, that's poor people. At least get them, and we know you want to rush because you want to grab all the money from them that they might make for graduation and carnival and so, but gosh, man, we have a caller. Hello?
Good night, Sheldon. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. Go right ahead. You're live.
Good. Yes, good night. Sheldon, they fail to realize that we are an island, small nation, right? Just, let me say 100,000 people, right? And among the 100,000 people, we have to give out for some more elderly and some more kids, right? Mm-hmm. So how much people will really have? Now, if you're going to keep squeezing and squeezing the economy to the point where, you know, the middle and the poor class will be squeezed and squeezed, how much you're going to go? How much pressure you're going to apply? Yeah. Because if it's a bigger country like Trinidad or Jamaica or big, you know, US, Canada, I can understand that because it's big. Yeah. But if it's this is a small island, and it's not very much people that try to have themselves to be on, self-employed. So where is this going to? I mean, people make you frustrated and just call it off. So where they go after this? Yeah. Where do you go after this? I mean, this is something seriously, as I said, they have to think. They don't think, can you just go in and do things? Yes, they may be able to generate taxes and all this, but remember, how much people are going to do nails? How much people are going to do, how much, it's not right at this present time. Mm-hmm. If the economy is swinging very high and everything is, getting very high, I can understand that. But, I mean, from almost 7 point, right? From 7 to 3.3. Yeah, this was what 6.9. Yeah, it's right about to 3.0. And if you want to come and enforce this kind of stuff, it's not going to work, my friend. Yeah, it's not going to work. Economically, it's not going to help the country. It's going to further pressure people. Yeah. As I said a few days ago, that Dr. Mitchell was too relaxing to the people, to have the poor people. But if you're going to squeeze the poor people, my friend, it's not going to work. It's going to go against you instead of for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
All right.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and you see, let me say this. I understand what they're trying to do. They have to increase the amount of money. They have to increase the inflows. In the shortest period of time, they have to increase the inflows, the amount of cash that they make, the amount of income. They have no projects except the WASH program. Who are sending home? Because they've been sending home people since coming in. We know the latest set going home now. All the security guards working at government offices around the country, inclusive of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. All the security contracts have been terminated with the people who are working along with government. So whether it's the hospital or health center or whatever. In fact, let me take this call and we'll come back to that. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. That's the second time that has happened on that line. I wonder if a problem is up with the local line tonight. Let me see. Yeah. No, it's working properly. So let's try again. Caller, give us a call. Yeah. So the latest one we've heard are the security contracts. So the people who are, and it's not one or two people, so whether it's those that are the ministerial complex or those at the General Hospital, Princess Alice Hospital, whatever, we've heard now that the contracts have been terminated. That all the contracts are now going to be put through the Ministry of National Security and they're going to be up for grabs. And we know, basically, I can tell you the names of really everybody who go in and get them already, you know. But we're going to hold that one still. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Yes, you're live. Go right ahead. Caller, listen to me on the phone line. Hello? 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 Caller, listen to me on the phone line, please. You see, that's the problem. You cannot call somebody using your phone and then try to talk to them through the computer or the radio. You have to talk to me through the phone. So you call, you get through, but you're listening now to hear the answer on the radio. You would not hear the answer on the radio because our time cut off. Yeah, and that's what I'm. So when you call again, Papa, talk to us on the phone line, all right? 440-7377. And for those of you outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101. And remember, you can also call us on the WhatsApp on the 440 number. Hello, good night. Yes, caller. Hello. 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 You see, that's the thing. They're not even, the call is answered. You hear the phone now ringing again. So all you have to do is say hello and start the conversation. Somebody else give me a call. Please let me make sure the phone line working. Eh? Next thing is, let me just say, it might be a problem on my end. So somebody else call me. Let me see if the problem is on my end. All right. So let me see if there is somebody else. Hello. Good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, though.
All right. So the phone line working? Yes, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me, caller? Caller, are you hearing me? Well, we're hearing the caller perfectly, but I don't know if they're not hearing on their end. Yeah, I don't know if they're not hearing on their end, but everything seems to be normal on my end. Oh, I think I know what the issue is. All right, call back. I think I know what the issue is. I think it may have been on my end. So give me a call back now. Yeah, I think it may have been an issue on my end. And I think I know where that is coming from. All right? Yeah, so I was hearing them, but they were not hearing me. And I think I know the reason why now. Hello? Yeah, let me get it here. Yeah. Hello, good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I am well, and how are you?
I'm quite fine.
Okay, I have a question. I would like to know who is paying for all the trips that, the minister is coming from meet and greet. Then the PM when is going to the coronation of the king. So who is actually, is it the people of Grenada? Is it coming from the personal pocket? I just want to know who will be paying for those trips.
Yeah, I think we both want to know who is paying for those. And we
Okay,
will.
so you don't know either.
No, we don't, because the thing is, a question was posed in Parliament last year by Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, asking about that, asking about who has been the delegations going out and who has been paying, whether it's the government of Grenada or the receiving country or the receiving agency or so, because sometimes if you're going, for instance, to, I'll just use an example here, United Nations meeting, the United Nations might send a ticket for you, according to what it's about, right? So we asked the question was asked in Parliament about that. The government did not answer the question. All they gave is a round figure that they spent about $500,000 on trips. They didn't give the names of who has been going on these trips. They were supposed to itemize. Trip to UK for coronation. These are the list of people that are going. These are their functions. This is the amount of money spent. It is paid for by the government of Grenada. It's paid for by the UK government. They refused to do that. Bluntly refused.
Oh.
Yeah?
Okay, because I am looking on Facebook here, and I'm seeing on Saturday, this is this coming Saturday. Let me tell you the actual thing I'm seeing on Facebook here. But Ron, where is it? Ron what?
Ron
But
Redhead.
He and I think Andy Williams, AJ Williams will be in Brooklyn for a meet and greet.
So the GDP man and the one who's selling van. Okay, right.
Huh?
The GDP man and the one who's selling van.
Right. So, I mean, they are coming for a meet and greet, right? But a meet and greet from what this is my opinion of a meet and greet. A meet and greet is supposed to be with your constituency. You know, you meet the people of your constituency and you greet them and, you know, they may tell you their problems, blah, blah, blah. That's what I thought was a meet and greet. So I have it wrong, right?
Well, no, I don't think you have it wrong. The thing is, if it is a political something, then it should not be paid by the government of Grenada. It should be paid by the NDC. Yeah? It should not be paid by the government of Grenada. Yeah, I traveled extensively on several political outings throughout the Caribbean, the UK, the US, and so, and it was never paid for by the government of Grenada. Not once. In fact, I think probably 2 meetings I ever went to in my whole time in Parliament that were paid for by the government. In fact, no, one that was paid for by the government of Grenada. Everything else was paid for by whoever it was I was going to see. Yeah? But I could come out and say that plain. I'm sure they can't come out and say that. Yeah? But that is the thing.
But this is ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Saturday, May 6th, you'll be in Brooklyn. Actually, it said that for Saturday, May 6th, 1466 St. John's Place, so Brooklyn, Brooklyn, New York. And you two are coming here. What are you coming for? Who are you actually, coming to see? How does it represent your constituency or represent the country for you come here and for a meet and greet?
Well, let's see if it has any benefit for the people of Grenada for the 2 ministers to be out at this point in time. Let's see if it has any benefit.
Okay.
And
But
again, let's see if they're
about,
willing to say who's paying.
About 6 months ago, and there was nothing that came up. No, 2 months ago, February, I think there was one, and nothing came out of the meet and greet.
Well, the political branch of their organization out there in New York can have a meeting and invite them. It just must not be paid for by the people of Grenada. Not a cent of the peoples of Grenada's money has to be paid for that trip. The party could invite them, the party could say, well, the NDC as an organization could take their money and say, well, we bring in 2 ministers up to come and meet with us up here and that kind of thing. That's up to them. But if it is being paid for and the Grenadian taxpayer is paying for it, that's a different situation totally. Yeah?
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so very much for your call.
Well,
Feel
thank
free
you,
to call
Sheldon.
anytime.
I will wait to see what takes place.
Okay, my dear. All right.
Right, have a good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so the GDB man and the one who's selling van. Papa, you are see a list of names as the people that are on the GDB board day. Papa, yeah. So you have the former minister, Mr. Patrick Simmons, who is also probably an executive member of the NDC. I don't know if he holds an official position on the NDC executive, but I expect that he's attending NDC executive meetings, isn't it, Mr. Simmons? Yeah. Who was appointed by the cabinet that Mr. Jonathan Lacrette is in, the cabinet that Mr. Andy Williams is in. Yeah. He was appointed to an advisory position in the Ministry of Youth and Sport and Culture, in it. Yeah, he's an advisor inside there, isn't it? Yet still he sits on the GDB board and approves a loan for one of the ministers who placed him in the advisory position. That was smelling right. That was smelling right. All the barbers. Oops, sorry about that, callers. I had the calling line engaged still. Yeah. All of the barbers and the hairdressers and so, according to Cami, go by GDB and ask for the loan. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. All right, that means I fixed the problem that was happening with the line. Yeah. So the caller was calling earlier. I could call back.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask you a question because you and Manya was in the house of this thing already.
Mm-hmm.
When the government issues a letter and the government logo is on the letter, who issues a letter and who authorizes these letters?
No, it's according, if you had different levels of people that could send out a letter and sign the letter, and so there are different people, but the permanent secretary, who is the chief person in the ministry, ought to know every single letter that's leaving. Yeah?
Right. Yeah.
The permanent secretary really is the person who guides all this sort of stuff. So if they themselves are not signing it, and you have, for instance, you might have a project officer that might send out a letter or something, but there must be a copy. You don't just send out a letter and that's it. They have to have copies. So there must be a copy on file within the ministry, and the permanent secretary must be aware of it before that letter goes. You can't just sign a letter on government letterhead and send it out. You can't do that.
Right, Sheldon, because I know how inter-office memos work and how these things work, especially with government.
Mm-hmm.
Why are there people making it look like if that letter was sent out to the vendors from the second, and making it look like, oh, it was maliciously done to make the government of the day look bad?
No, it's the
Why are
government
people doing these things to make themselves sound so stupid and silly?
No, my friend, if they're saying that, then they obviously have been watching the news. Mr. Andy Williams, the MP for South St. George, was on television, because we know GBN does find him wherever he did, was on television at the St. George Market and was saying that street side vending will soon be done. You understand? Street side vending would be over and everybody had to move to the market. So you're telling me after he make that, somebody maliciously sent a letter? Why didn't stop that stupidness? They feel all of we stupider.
Yeah, right. They're listening. Secondly, Sheldon, who is in charge of GIS, Government Information Service?
Brother man, that one I have no answer for.
Well, right. But anyhow, anything that the government wants to put out, they will do it through the Government Information Services, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet for all, you are hearing people asking the question why the so-called mainstream media houses in Grenada didn't bring or broadcast live the rally that they had in the God back up there.
The May Day celebration?
Yeah.
Or the May Day celebration?
Yeah, the May Day.
No.
That's,
let me say this though. In defense of the Government Information Service, that is not a job. The TUC, the Trade Union Council, has a responsibility to organize the broadcast of their activities, not a government function. The GIS has no responsibility to broadcast that. They can, if they so please, if they decide that it is something that they want to do, they can go up there and they can broadcast it. But it is not a government function. It's not even a function of a statutory body. That's the Trade Unions Council. So they have a responsibility to organize the broadcast. They can invite GIS, GBN, MTV to take the live stream. They can invite them to do that. But it is not the responsibility of GIS to broadcast that, no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give people wrong information. I'm saying it as it is.
Right, but I haven't seen a senator broadcasting her live under the GIS page.
That's her business if she wants to broadcast her thing. If she wants to
So
broadcast... Wait. No. Hold on. You're saying the senator was broadcasting her live under the GIS page?
Yeah.
No, that's an issue. Because if she's broadcasting a live under there, it has to be directly related to activities as a government minister. If it is not directly related to her activities as a government minister or a parliamentarian, then she has no right to broadcast it there.
Well, the things they are doing right now, they right in anything they do right now, they can't do nothing wrong. They go and line up on the airport waiting for a prime minister to come back. They're right. But anyhow, all I'm saying is that these things they're doing and they're right, they're wrong, they're right. They're doing everything right. Good luck, Grenada. NDC, enjoy the time in office. All
right, my brother. Yeah, so the caller was calling earlier. We fixed the problem. Give us a call. It wasn't on your end. It's on my end. So give me a call. Nice? Good. Right. Other than that, I'm calling you. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. So, yeah. So, we have Mr. Patrick Simmons, who we know is associated with the National Democratic Congress, and he can't take me to court for that. The man was a candidate for them. How much time? Win once, lose twice. Anyway. But he could come back and run again, and the same thing will happen again. But anyhow, yeah. So he is the advisor. He has been appointed as an advisor in the Ministry of Youth. Yet still, he was part of okaying a loan for one of the people that gave him that advisory position. And we okay with that. Yeah. We have a caller. Good evening.
Hey, Sheldon, what's up?
I'm quite fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, and keep calling them out, okay?
Yes, sir.
One question. Is the Prime Minister on a plane into England?
A release has come out from the Government Information Service. I'm not sure if he has left already or he's leaving in the morning, but I saw a release
so
from
he's going to England, that is confirmed?
Yes, he is. And I can tell you that the release does not have the name of several other people that are going.
But did he just came from Dubai?
Yeah.
So this Prime Minister spent more time in the air than on land?
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. I'm just seeing the release here. He's gone.
So he spent more time in the air than on land?
Well, my brother, I mean, Lugaruda spend more time in the air than on land. Anyway, let me don't say that.
Okay, let me just say this. The trip from Dubai, did he give a press release as to what happened, an update or anything?
He has not, and I hope he does, because we have some questions that we would like to ask our Honorable Prime Minister. Because we know that his company is still registered as a CBI agent as of tonight. It's still registered as a CBI agent, and we're seeing his name there. We're seeing the name of one of his ministers and his investment envoy, diplomat, ambassador, whatever you want to call her. She has the red passport. She could travel and do what she wants.
But isn't it protocol when you come back from any business trip, you give a communication out saying that this is what we accomplished, this is what we have done? Isn't that protocol?
Well, let me put it to you like this. In some countries, even within the region, before they leave the airport, they give a report. When they get back on the airport, there's the press waiting for them on the airport. And they give a report of where they went and what took place and what are the benefits that they've brought back.
That's what I know. I mean, you come back from a big trip from the country that has so much money and so much oil and whatever, and you came back to Grenada, you haven't given a press release, no communication, and then you're gone again?
I'm telling you, it's not easy. And then there are questions around your trip because here it is, you're listed as a CBI agent. You're listed as a CBI agent. You are on record. You are on record saying that you're willing to take money from CBI agents, you're willing to take money from people at CBI for your political party, that you are willing to take it. Yeah? The Prime Minister said that. He was not yet the Prime Minister, but he said if any CBI company wants to fund the NDC, he's willing to take the money. He said it. It's on record. We played it last night.
Probably that's why he doesn't want to give a press release. I mean, because if you come out on business as a Prime Minister, you're supposed to give an update as to what went down, no? I think it's protocol.
Yeah, I think you could do that. And even if you don't do it, because as I said, some countries do it like that. Grenada has not been doing it like that. But some countries do it as soon as they come back on the airport itself. The press is waiting there and they have that meeting. And they say, well, look, we come back with this, we come back with that. And so there's a little press gaggle there. Outside of that, some do it as the New National Party did it. During the press conference, the post-cabinet press conference the following week, you would hear a report, Minister so-and-so has traveled to so-and-so, and this is the report in relation to that trip. We've received technical assistance in relation to this program. We've received grant funding in relation to that.
Correct.
We have received access to such and such a loan for the development of this area. The New National Party used to do that weekly.
You went on a trip, and what did you accomplish on that trip? People need to know that. Mm-hmm. Or you'll be just spending taxpayers' money and they don't know what's happening. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct.
Anyway, Sheldon, man, have a good night.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller.
Bye.
Yeah, and that is what is happening. Yeah? They're just traveling. Just traveling. Right? So now now they've gone to the UK. So they've actually left, and I was just checking the GIS there, and I was seeing a picture of the Prime Minister on the airport. I know that Miss Affy Fletcher, she has got no problem with Affy Fletcher going. She's a international cricketer and successful international cricketer out of Grenada. And therefore, I think it's a good thing that she makes up part of the delegation. I think Mr. Lyndon Victor, our Commonwealth champion here, he was Commonwealth Games, he won a medal in the Commonwealth Games. And so, right, in the decathlon, I know he's making a part of the delegation as well. But I'm telling you all that there are others on that delegation whose name is not in that press release, and the trip is going to already cost the Grenadian taxpayer close to $60,000. All right? Yeah, put the name of the people and them who are already in England, like Sergeant Major Johnson B. Harry. Yeah, he already in England. He had to take no plane and thing. There is no problem. Her Excellency Keisha Abba Grant, who is the resident High Commissioner, being replaced soon, but the resident High Commissioner out there, yeah, right? She's already in England, right? But from what I'm hearing here, and I think what I'm seeing there is evidence of what I'm hearing is correct, yeah? There are other people on that trip, and the trip is an expensive one. And was it a necessary trip, especially after you just come back from Dubai just about 3 or 4 days ago? Yeah, was it really that necessary? These are the same people that talk about who waste and this and that and all kind of thing, you know. These are the same people that show talk to people and want to talk about waste and thing. But they ain't seeing it in their own eye. Yeah? They ain't seeing it in their own eye. They're not seeing it. All right? 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside.
Get yellow, bus get yellow, man get yellow, even green get yellow, and so says 11-4. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you.
No, as far as I'm concerned, the whole GDP board just need to resign. But anyway, that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. I'm gonna play our whole tune for all, yeah?
Know what you have, but you don't know what you get.
440-7377 347-329-3101.
I know that this country rough, life down here is real tough, but still I can understand why we rush in the aeroplanes to go to another land to see more trouble again. You can make in your own homeland. How could you in a next man's land? Why people try and understand?
You I wanted to speak about the Fiscal Responsibility Oversight Committee and some information I've seen, but I'll hold on that one for tonight because I realize that they have something that they're broadcasting tomorrow. And I want to view what they have tomorrow before I make statements. And yes, I've seen one or two people send some stuff on that to me, yeah?
Miracles happening. Aeroplane mentality. Young mothers live in the country in search of glory overseas. They making us feel they're so happy, but they killing we. Aeroplane mentality. Aeroplane mentality. Killing we.
Yeah, they're spending more time on plane than actually on work and thing, Again, 44073, we have roughly about 22 minutes or so remaining on tonight's program, yeah?
In this country you can see your way, so you go.
Always rush in, yeah, so they rush in to rush out. You understand? And right now, I mean, come on. Really and truly, what the GDB should be doing now, and I have the audio somewhere there, but again, certain things I didn't load into the system tonight to play. What the GDB should be doing now, what the government, if they cared about people and they cared about the allied healthcare workers and so. Because remember what Honorable Emlyn Pear said last night. The insurance that these people need for their operation does not exist here. They have to actually get that insurance from another. Well, probably what would happen now is that you have some of the insurance companies will probably look, because they ain't going to let our money run and go to another country. They would probably look at offering that type of insurance. All right? But insurance that a hairdresser or a barber needs to have, they don't have that type of insurance here with any of the insurance companies. So now it seems as though what those companies here may have to start offering that type of insurance. But then that is something again that the barber who has a little place and thing was not paying for before that he now has to go and pay for. Yeah? He now has to go and pay for that. So that somehow, and I said before, Cammy always saying it when they pass by in town, they need to go to the GDB and give soft loans to these people. If you could find $2,060,423.77 to give to one minister and $1.7 million to give to our next minister. If you can find that type of money to give to government ministers, then I'm pretty sure you could find a look of $5,000 to give to some of the people who are under this allied healthcare initiative, who have to apply to the council and go through the process of getting portfolios and so, and having themselves certified, then having themselves licensed, to operate in the state of Grenada before they find themselves in legal trouble. If you offer a soft loan through the GDB, no other place, the GDB, take a look, calculate how much people it have, get an average of how much each person is going to have to pay to get themselves registered and so on, and offer that soft loan. I ain't say get them a grant, They're operating a business so they could pay it back over a period of time, whether I tell them pay $100 a month. But remember, for a barber, they're charging $10 a haircut, $100 for the month is still 10 head he had to cut, and he might not cut 10 in one day. We're looking at barbers and we don't understand. He might not, according to the barber and way he look, he might not cut 10 heads in one day. Lucky if he do that. Right? So even if you say he paying back $100 a fortnight, well, we ain't doing anything by the month again, so $100 a fortnight or whatever. But offer them that opportunity and then move that June 30th deadline. Move it. I'm calling on you all tonight to move it. I ain't playing nice. Move it. That June 30th deadline is danger for a lot of people and their livelihood. You have people that paying back their loan in the bank. You have people that paying for land, paying for house, paying for vehicle. Other loans that they take in the bank and the credit union and so on that they're paying for, and they need to be able to pay that. And if you cut their source of income, you're putting them in financial problems. So I'm saying, to the Minister of Health, and we know the Minister of Health is because this thing is under Allied Health. I'm saying to him, and I'm saying to the others there, to please move the date from the 30th of June. Move it from the last day of June. Give the people more time. Whether you extend it by, because it's going to take at least 6 months for the people that have never been certified to get themselves certified. These people have to get together a portfolio. The amount of different things that they have to get. They have to get audio and video recordings. They have to get all kind of different things. Antonito, your barbers is 15 down by me. My good barber is 10. You need to come down my side and get your hair cut. So some barbers is 15 and some barbers is 20. My barber down by my side, well, no, I don't. I just take my look a shave. That is a 5. Right? And when I send one of my sons and them, the big son and thing to cut it, that is a 10. You understand? Right. So you need to come down my side and check my barber. He bad like that. Right? Yeah. Just come down south side. I will show you way. But yeah. So you understand how much heads they have to cut to make, even if they have to cut 10 heads to make $150 at the $15. So you have to understand what is going on with them. So I am calling on the government tonight. And I want all of you to join me in that call to extend the time for the registration of barbers, hairdressers. In fact, everybody, Tutmun Bagay, everybody under the Allied Healthcare schedule. Not everybody going to need the help, but there are categories of people there that would definitely need the extended time, and they would definitely need the financial assistance to be able to get this done. Some of them already living right on the brink because they're doing the hairdressing by the time you had to pay for the products. By the time they had to pay for the products. Because they're buying the products, they had to pay for the products, they had to pay for the utilities because they're using a lot of water, they're using electricity and so on. There's not the days when you had the coal pot and you put the iron comb on it and thing and they come and ting the hair and thing, you know. Remember, they're using electricity right now. So they are also facing the rising cost of electricity. Yeah? They are also facing that. So when it comes to these things, I wonder if they not sit down in cabinet and really think out what they're about to do, you know. Or if they just go in cabinet and say, we need to find money. Who we going at now? Yeah, watch Bossman next. Yeah, we'll go after them. Like that's what they're doing. Like they just sit down in cabinet and decide, well, we're going after that asset, we're going after that asset, that way we gain money. Because I could never understand that you sit down in there, you see that list and you don't understand this is a complication. This is a problem that's coming up. You mean nobody in cabinet could have talk out and say, hey, no, we can't do that in that way. We have to do it, but we can't do it in that rushed way. What happened? Somebody forcing all you and saying that all you must get a certain amount of money by a certain time. So you all putting these people into a position now that they have to find these monies to pay to the NTA and to the Allied Council, the Allied Health Professionals Council, or whatever you call it. They have to find the monies to pay to them within that short space of time. Where they will get it? Where they will get it? Where you expect them to get it from? Well, you want them to call their family in the States and so to tell them send down. Family in the States and them have their own issues dealing with too, you know. So you have to call them to send down the money to deal with that. You just don't care where they get the money from. You have no care, no concern. Wherever it is they get the money from, they get it from it. That's what I'm trying to understand. It's just like a lack of, like, they don't even think about these things in cabinet.
Yeah,
we have a
good
caller.
night, Shalon.
Hi, good night.
Yeah. Well, to me, like they want to shut down Grenada. Because when I listen about the farmers and them in the stadium that they had moved to and put the farmers in the stadium to repair the market to put them back in. And now they have a big problem on their hand with those that selling in town and with those in the stadium. To me, like they want to shut down Grenada. That is what I'm seeing in my eyes, and what I'm hearing is like they want to shut Grenada down.
Well, let's see if they're successful. Hello? Okay, it seems as though that caller is gone. Yeah, let's see if they're successful if that is the intent. But I'm simply saying that you can't be treating poor people like, and it's always the poor people. It's always the poor people that are bearing the brunt of all these things. It is not them and their friends, and no, it's always the poor people that bearing the brunt of all these things. They're always the ones that have to end up paying. And that is unfair. Yeah? That is unfair. And I'll tell you, the full intent, the intent ain't stopping there. The discussion within the Ministry of Finance is to lower corporate tax. To lower it. So right now there's a threshold, I can't remember the figure. One of my good friends who is listening right now, you might know the threshold for the corporate tax, the corporation tax. They're going to lower the amount so that when they check the income of a hairdresser or a barber, they will now qualify for that and probably have to pay the stamp tax and thing too. They're going to make them pay that. They're going to make them pay the corporate tax, and they may even lower the threshold of income tax. What that is going to do is it is going to put all of the barbers, beauticians, hairdressers, makeup artists, all of these people into a position where they will now have to pay those taxes. And bi-monthly, because we're paying things bi-monthly now, bi-monthly, they would have to pay that, which is money that would be coming in that they would be using to pay the salaries that they know that they put themselves into a position that is not sustainable. Yeah? Look, just I saw an article coming out from Linda Straker in relation to shares at Grenlec that was sold. But the thing is, what I am not clear on, I've seen it, and I didn't want to speak about it yet, I'm just saying it as I'm speaking now. Are those shares that the government of Grenada had, or some private company had, or some other entity, or those are shares that other people had and they needed money and they just decided to sell in the shares? Because it's strange the shares sell at the same time that the plant burned in Carriacou. It's strange that those shares at that time, but it just says that those amount of shares were sold. But which holder of those shares were the ones that disposed of them? And were all those shares coming from one source or a different source? Because we hear in talk about certain things that may have taken place in Dubai and on the way to Dubai. No, not the road to Damascus, the road to Dubai. We're hearing different talk and thing. We can remember the Prime Minister said within 6 to 12 months they will be selling Grenlec. They're selling it. And if you sit down there and let them sell it, you go understand why you should not have just sat down there and let them sell it in time to come. Your children, yeah? Your children would also, yeah? And somebody's saying it's above $3,000 for the corporation tax right now. That's one source is saying that. So I'm hoping somebody else link me and tell me about it as well so I could confirm. So someone is saying it's above 3,000 now. So we're going to end up in a situation that barbers and so not paying corporation tax right now go end up having to pay it. Mark my words, that is the next move. The next move is also to make more people who are not now paying personal income tax. I think anybody that earns under 2,500 does not pay personal income tax. 2,500 and below, you don't pay personal income tax. I think they may drop it. Even if they just drop it to 2,000, right, by 500, you would be surprised the amount of people that nets. And then those people end up having to pay personal income tax. You see what happened with some of the nurses? They were not above the threshold, but when they got the 500, it put them above the threshold. So they end up having to pay personal income tax. All of these mechanisms and machinations are to get the money to be able to pay the bi-monthly payments because they are not generating money in the economy otherwise. The only people that are gaining money in this economy is them government ministers because they're increasing their salary and looking to increase it more. And their friends in business. Yeah, remember the Prime Minister go and they moved the thing last time and they go and they get what? It's 5 million? Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Let me just play something here. Where's that one? Yeah, let me see what this is saying here. Nice. Let's hear what the Prime Minister had to say about the reduction in freight and how much. Yeah, let me hear what you say.
As you would recall, as part of our measures to address the cost of living, the government had agreed from October 1, 2022 to cap the freight rates charged at the port by the Customs Department to 2019 levels. That's the pre-COVID-19 levels, in an attempt to alleviate the impact of the external cost of inflation driven by significant increases in freight rates. That initial fiscal measure was for 6 months and would have expired as of Friday, the 31st of March. The government has reviewed the report from the Ministry of Finance and from the Customs Department and have analyzed the measure that was taken. The measure was always intended to be temporary. We are satisfied that freight rates are beginning to normalize and are getting closer to pre-COVID levels of 2019. And in the circumstances, the government has taken the decision not to continue with the capping of the freight rates at 2019 levels. So effective as of the 1st of April 2023, freight would be calculated on the current market freight rates. I should indicate that as a result of this measure adopted by the government, the government essentially forwent revenue of approximately $5 million. We want to...
Now, when you say foregone forward, why you just didn't say the government give up $5 million? But you see, they're trying to nicen up things so much so that you don't understand what they're saying. But anyway.
I should indicate that as a result of this measure adopted by the government, the government essentially forwent revenue of approximately $5 million. We want to extend our gratitude to the importers who would have passed on the reduced freight rates as a result of the government measure to our consumers. We note from the analysis coming from the Customs Department that two of the goods which were significantly impacted by the capping of the freight rates was the cost of cement and the cost of imported chicken. And obviously cement is fundamental to the construction industry, and so the construction industry in particular ought to have benefited from that. And all of us who consume imported chicken, chicken being a favorite meat product of our citizens, would also have benefited from that.
All you benefit from that, or his friends benefit from that? All you really and truly benefited from this? Yeah? Because it was supposed to tackle inflation. When they talk about reducing the freight, he was talking about that during the campaign. He talked about it after coming into office, and then they took the measure. And as far as we all knew, it wasn't just for people who building and eating chicken. It was for every category. That's as far as we knew. Yeah, now they're trying to make it look like it was only for chicken and people who, cement. They're trying to twist this story around now. So $5 million was given up, and we did not see a reduction in the price of the basket of goods. We did not see that. We did not see it. Which means that the only people that benefit, because the government lost $5 million, which could have gone into the government coffers and then be used for something else. Yeah, like buy an ambulance or whatever. But we lost that. And then after losing that, as government, when it ought to have been passed on to you and me, as the citizens, that did not happen. We did not see the prices in the supermarkets and so on going down. Yeah, we did not see that. Again, so the only one that benefit is those who rich and have already. The poor people did not benefit. And that, again, is a fact. Yeah, it is a fact. We have a caller online.
Hello,
good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night, Brother Shell.
Hey, how are you?
I'm just trying to, not too bad on you.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm just trying to follow up with the information concerning the cess money that was made possible for business people.
Mm-hmm.
So could you give me any update as to what is going on? Because there are about a couple thousand persons who had applied, but we're not hearing anything about that. Could you give us an update?
The only update I could give is this, because again, government refuses to have press conferences to speak about these things. It seems as though they're afraid to talk about them. I have heard that there are people that still receive money up to just a few weeks ago. There are people that receive money under the cess. And these are people that did not apply before the close date that was announced by the Prime Minister. These are special people that were selected, were told how to go about doing their proposals and so on, and got money under the cess program. At least that is what I'm hearing. If what I'm hearing is not true, they could tell me who these people got money, and I will name some of those people for them. And they could probably tell me what government program those people got money under for their small business startup.
Because I'm very much puzzled, because even my wife and many others in the village of Paraclete suffer under the same consequences. So I'm wondering what is really taking place.
Yeah. I what I'll do for you, my friend, let me see who willing to drop a brown envelope in relation to cess.
Okay.
Let me see how I could find out some more in relation to cess for you, because as I said, I am fully aware that some people get money recently. Yeah, and those are people that didn't have a business at all, and not to help a business. Those are people that didn't have a business at all and were looking to start up one and got funding. They were called to a meeting down in the south of the island. Yeah, to our NDC office down there. It was only for NDC people, and monies have been disbursed to these people. Yeah, so I will find out more.
Okay, thanks so very much for the information.
No problem, my brother. All right, great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, as far as I know, is saying that cess is closed, but they're saying cess closed. But I telling you all, I am hearing some different thing, and I could name names. I am hearing some different things. All right. So, if folks, it's just about that time when we need to get out of here. Folks, let me see the likes go up. I ain't find the likes go up to where I want it to be, man. I find all you ain't liking my thing. And donations. Yeah, I ain't seen people donating and thing. People checking me, but no donations coming in. All right? So, folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. And remember, please, if you can donate, donate. Whether it's $5, $10, whatever you can, donate. The donation link is on our page. It's on both our pages, our YouTube page, our Facebook page, and you can also find it on our website as well. All right, my name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of here until tomorrow night, when we're going to be playing some clips, we're going to be playing some videos, we're going to be showing some documents, we're going to be saying all kind of things. All right, so tomorrow night, we will be back, God's willing, with more talking points for each and every one of you. I am out of here.
Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fishes dying in the ocean. Grenada epidemic, mechanical disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Mitchell, boy, what are you afraid of balling? Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell. Man start